for the sake of all the people you've killed, I'm going to beat you!
Hey, how's it going, guys? Warrior93 here, and we're going to do yet another Dragon Ball Z discussion. Now, what if Raditz came with Nappa and Vegeta to Earth? Like, he didn't come alone, but he came with them. Let's just think about that for a second. Now, this is a question I have been told is very interesting. I wanted to give my thoughts on what would happen. First of all, I think that Piccolo would ally with Goku and the others, because when he and Goku were talking, he did say that he would help Goku, but it was for his own selfish reasons, being that he doesn't want anyone to get in his way on his conquest for Earth, because at the time, Piccolo was evil. So I do believe Piccolo will ally with Goku. Still. But that's getting a little bit ahead of the timeline. So when the Saiyans arrive on Earth, their first intention would be to look for Goku, as they don't know about the Dragon Balls being on Earth, as that was Raditz's intention. So if we were assuming that they all land in the same area as Raditz did when he arrived, they're of course going to detect Piccolo first on their scouters, since he was the nearest one, and things are going to play out pretty much just the same, or at least very similar to what happened when Nappa and Vegeta, with Piccolo and Raditz, their encounter. And you know, all that would just play out like this, and then they detect Goku, they go find Goku. So when they go meet Goku, the conversation would be very similar, you know, talking about the Saiyan backstory, how Raditz is Goku's brother, and stuff like that. But I think the difference would be that they would probably add some other things in, being that Nappa and Vegeta were there to add for more of a Saiyan backstory, as they're elites, and Raditz was a low class. So, you know, they would have more of that going on. And when Goku refuses to join them, it does play out kind of-ish the same. And I think, knowing Vegeta's brutal nature, that he would dare to kill Gohan, as Vegeta was still a ruthless Saiyan that would show no mercy. And after some events, Goku ends up, because in Dragon Ball Z fashion, Goku would end up disabled to protect Gohan, to get the Saiyans away from Bulma. I forgot to put a comment. To get the Saiyans away from them, Bulma, Krillin, or Master Roshi would probably tell the Saiyans about the Dragon Balls, so they would have to go and search for those. And that's when Vegeta would get the idea of immortality, so he can defeat Frieza and get that. But, you know, his first idea would just be getting immortality so he can be more powerful. So when the Saiyans are away, the situation would be probably very similar to the Majin Buu arc, at least the Super Buu arc, where they would have to go and hide out on the lookout, being how much stronger the Saiyans are compared to the rest of the Z Fighters, being on that's not the easiest place to find for one, and the Saiyans are really distracted on either killing other people or finding those Dragon Balls. So that would be another thing. So let's just assume that the Z Fighters know about the Saiyans. They know they're too strong, so they all meet on the lookout. They know that Goku's on the lookout too, so Goku gets his Senzu Bean from Goron on his way out to heal. Mr. Popo and Kami does put them through similar training as Krillin, Yamcha, Tien, and Chaozu did to prepare for the Saiyans, except this time, being desperate, kind of like in the Cell arc, that they would have to be forced to go into the hyperbolic time chamber. But, you know, on their chances, they have to take their chances on how dangerous it is, as they're obviously not near as strong as they were in the Cell arc. But the training would be very beneficial for them. Piccolo, I would assume, does train Gohan as he wants to get everything, as he wants all the help he can get in this fight, because like I said, it's for his own selfish reasons, learning later of Gohan's potential, you know, kind of like how he would train Gohan in the first place. But I think after a few days of just searching and destroying towns, I'm pretty sure the Saiyans would become either irritated by not finding either much or any Dragon Balls at all, and go look for Goku and finish up the job. You know, just go kill him and finish off the rest of the Earth. So they would go to the lookout, being able to sense the others on their scouters. if the Z Fighters, besides Piccolo, are counting on Goku. I believe that since Piccolo's training Gohan, Goku would take Gohan into the chamber and continue Gohan's training and help him become a little bit stronger. Although it would be even more difficult for Gohan than Goku, since the chamber would be very overwhelming for a 4-year-old. So back to the outside. To lure the Saiyans away from the lookout and buy some time for Goku and Gohan, they would have to fight in an area away from any life, so they'd lead them to a place probably very similar to where they fought Nappa and the Seven Men in the original story. It's just to buy time, keep it away from, any wildlife that may be nearby or something like that. So here's how I think the fight would be played out. I think it would be very similar to how the original fight went. They take out the Seven Men, and then, but since the Z Fighters are a bit weaker this time, I'm assuming I'm assuming that they couldn't last the full year in the Hyperbolic Time. Just fighting Seven Men would be very difficult, resulting in Yamcha getting killed, of course. Then the Seven Men getting taken outside potentially by Krillin Tien due to rage, easily like that. But then when Raditz steps up, this fight is a little bit hard since Raditz is obviously smarter than the Seven Men, but resulting in Raditz going to get beat mostly by Piccolo and the others due to Krillin probably going to remember that the Saiyan's tail is its weak point, because that's how Krillin got the upper hand on Goku, and I forgot which 22nd I think in the 22nd World Tournament in the original Dragon Ball. So Piccolo would be able to take him out with the Special Beam Cannon, because obviously Krillin's not going to be as forgiving as Goku, and Nappa and Vegeta aren't just going to help. They're just going to let Raditz die right there. So ultimately, Raditz would get killed before Goku would return to there. Now, this part is similar, yet different to the story, as Nappa steps up, and it would be Tien and Chaozu get taken out the same exact way as they have originally. Chaozu blows himself up, and Tien, he just kills himself. Well, he just dies from using the last of his energy. It's just the same fight that happened in the original. Then Goku would step out of the chamber with Gohan that very same time, then as they got, at least a couple months of training, and they both make their way to the battlefield. When they get there, I do believe that this is where it takes a huge turn, as Goku is not as strong as he was in the original. He does not have the Kaioken. He does not have the Spirit Bomb. So Goku's at a huge disadvantage here. Gohan and Piccolo don't really have that special relationship as they have in the original series. They could have had one where they liked each other, where Piccolo started having a likeness for Gohan, and Gohan just liked Piccolo, but they're not really that extent to how they grew into to be the best friends as we knew them. So when Goku and Gohan arrive, Goku is significantly stronger than everyone, being that's how Goku is always after he gets back on the battlefield, and Nappa is on the assault. Goku, I'm gonna guess, will tell Gohan to stay back and let him, Krillin, and Piccolo handle things. Nappa can easily beat them due to his strength. Gohan will soon, get back in charge at Nappa, catching everyone off guard, and which the tag team between the four of them taking out Nappa and resulting in Vegeta killing him. Which this is backed up by the fact that in the anime and in the manga, Vegeta does state that if they were to make a tag team, it could pose a problem for them. Now, Vegeta is up to fight. I do believe that one of two scenarios could happen. Since Vegeta is so exponentially stronger than Nappa, I believe there's no way that Goku, Piccolo, Krillin, and Gohan could defeat him at this point. Nothing, not even with their combined strength, as even with Goku returning with Kaioken stuff, he couldn't even beat Vegeta by himself. So I do believe this could happen in two scenarios. I believe that this could be much like the Frieza fight, where he can drag out the fight on, or he can just immediately kill them all in a short period of time, as that would be no problem for him at that point. Now, if he were to kill them, Earth would be destroyed, obviously, because he's going to destroy the Earth, and he's going to travel to Namek and of course get killed, as he wouldn't be as powerful as he would be from not getting that Senkai boost if he decides to get the Namek's Dragon Balls. That's assuming if he still has that quest to get immortality and he knows that that he can go to Namek. You're just going to assume that. And now, if he were to drag on the fight, I believe this would happen. Not a very high percentage chance that this could happen, but this could happen. Vegeta will fight and later on kill Piccolo, maybe badly injure Gohan, or even kill him at some point, and kill Krillin. And as we know in the canon story, Goku has, before that point, has never seen anyone get killed in front of him. He's seen people like dead, their dead bodies, but he has never actually saw anyone get killed. You know, oh wait, besides for one person, but that was against General Tao, and that was way back in early Dragon Ball. But still, but he didn't really have a close relationship with them as he would with Krillin and kind of Piccolo-ish and Gohan. So where was I at this? But he never actually saw anyone get killed right in front of him. So seeing all this stuff happen right in front of him, Goku would, you know, snap like he would in Frieza, like he would snap like he did in the Frieza saga, and he would turn into a Super Saiyan, and that would just give him a huge power boost. And at that point, I do believe that Goku would be exponentially stronger than Vegeta at that, and beat him easily in the fight. He could maybe drag the fight on, you know, may let him go grade 8, but that would not make a huge difference for him, as Goku would be a Super Saiyan at that point. Vegeta would be caught off guard and know that's the Super Saiyan transformation, or maybe even just kind of guess that is, because he knows about the Super Saiyan, and just know that he just gets a whole bunch of power. So Goku would be way stronger than Vegeta at that point. And you know, being Vegeta later on, being in that. Okay, yeah, I read that part. But of course, Goku, having his kind nature, wouldn't actually kill Vegeta, as he did the same thing with Frieza, as he let him just go. He gave Frieza a chance to go, but you know, Frieza kind of tried to kill him, and then making Vegeta leave Earth later on, because Vegeta would be too badly beaten. So now, that's what I would think would happen if Raditz came to Earth with both Vegeta and Nappa. Do you agree with me? Do you think there's anything I missed? You know, comment below, let me know. And for all things Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, or Dragon Ball GT, including news, information, and updates, make sure to subscribe. And I will see you all later.